Hey everyone, I just wanted to take some time out to discuss with you protective styling. We'll be getting into how the hair should be prepped before your installment goes in, the maintenance, which is the aftercare, and of course the takedown. So as far as hair prep goes, it's fairly simple. Cleanse the hair, condition. Once you're done, you should always use a leave-in conditioner, some type of butter, and you can always mix that with an oil. And then just, section your hair off into reasonable size parts, maybe about maybe 6 to 9 big twists, and you should be okay for your braid or twist appointment. Whether you have an appointment with a stylist or if you're taking on the challenge of doing your own protective styling, for me, that's the best way to prep the hair. If you're doing braids, you're going to want to make sure that your hair is a bit more stretched out. I usually tell my clients just to do the twists because that'll get the hair stretched out to where it should be, and then the rest is up to me. Simple, right? So the day is here, you get your protective styling put in. Hopefully your stylist or you yourself know how to maintain your new style after that. I generally, after an appointment, will send my clients an aftercare email with specific instructions. Still, they're just suggestions because there are people who know what to do already. And so for me, I like to keep it pretty simple. So I oil my scalp with an oil. My oil of choice lately is rosemary oil, and I just get this at like a local beauty supply store. It's about 12 bucks. Hopefully that's a good price. I'm not getting gypped. But I see a lot of value in it because my scalp responds really well to rosemary oil while I have an installation in. Rosemary oil is great because it helps to stimulate hair growth and it helps to keep the scalp nice and clean. I also cleanse my hair at least once a week. I also work out. If you're someone who works out intensely or you sweat a lot, you might want to maybe do it well, there's no rules, but maybe every 4 to 5 days instead of every 7. I know there's people who will wash their hair every 2 weeks. And of course, there's different ways to cleanse the scalp. Some people like to use the apple cider vinegar rinse method, which is really great. I just use regular shampoo, usually a clarifying one, to be honest. And I just make sure that I get it in the scalp nice and good. Obviously, when you're in there washing your hair, you can't really get in there the way that you would if you just had your hair out loose. But you want to make sure that it gets in the scalp, and you want to make sure that you can get in there like this. Give yourself a nice massage. Rinse, conditioner is not necessary. And after that, you want to use a braid spray, or you can oil your scalp like that again, or you can make your own mixture. So whatever it is you feel comfortable with, or whatever you know works well for your scalp. So kind of easy. Maintaining your hair. Oh, this is such a sensitive area for me to speak on because I know my clients are great, but I know that there's some that fall off during the maintenance, so they're not maybe as good as they should be at keeping their scalp moisturized and their hair moisturized. So by the time it comes to taking out the braids or the twists, they run into a bit of some tangling issues and all of that. So I recommend moisturizing on a nightly basis. I do it every few nights. I find that I don't need to moisturize my scalp as much. So I maybe oil my scalp when I have braids in every 2 to 3 days. Nothing too crazy. If I notice that my scalp is drier in certain areas, then I'll just make sure to lubricate that area and call it a day. If you find that you're not able to do that, I would honestly put a reminder in my phone or in my calendar or something, because you have to. Because then, well, what's the point? Because if you have the extensions in for like a month, 6 to 8 weeks, and you're not oiling your scalp or keeping it moisturized, when you go to take out the braids or twist, your hair is going to hate you. It's going to be super dry and it's going to be a mess. And the texture might even feel a little bit funny for a bit. So please, please, please moisturize. I know I'm actually not a fan of braid spray, but I know that a lot of people are. So it's actually one of the easier ways to maintain your hair. A few spritzes, it's not anything too crazy. All you need to do is keep it simple. Just split it down the middle. Deal with your hair in sections if it's too much. Make sure you get in there nice and good. Spritz, pull some hair back, spritz, pull more hair back, spritz. And that's it. So please, moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. So, yes, my braids have been in for a month. And I know it's been a challenge for me because I do like to switch up my hair and do different things with it. But today is the day I take it out. So, this is where I know if I've done a great job keeping my scalp and hair moisturized, is when it comes time for the takedown. So I'm just going to put some of this hair back, and I'm going to cut a braid or two for you and show you what I mean. So, okay, so you know you've done a good job if when you take out your extensions, I'm just going to assume about here. So you're going to know whether or not you've done a great job by maintaining your hair by what's happening by the roots. So sometimes if you haven't done a great job at cleansing, you're going to find that you're going to have a bit of buildup where the hair connects with the extension. A little bit is to be expected, so don't panic. But the issue comes in is when some people will take out all of their braids or twists, but they won't pull apart their hair at the root. So that, you know, when they actually go to actually like shampoo their hair, it's all tangled. And I'll show you what I mean in a second here. So I obviously overestimated how long my hair was. My hair is not this long. Just didn't want to cut my hair. So here it is. So I'm just gonna get close here. But when I say after the extension, pull apart your own hair, this is what I mean. Just pull it apart like that. And if you've kept your hair moisturized, that should be a breeze. It actually feels pretty good. There is a little bit of shedding, which is to be expected, because guys, we lose 50 to 100 hairs daily. So when you have an installation in, please be prepared that all that hair that you would have lost throughout is going to come out today. So this feels good. It means I've done a good job. I knew I did a great job. Practice what you preach, I guess, right? So if I hadn't done a good job moisturizing, my hair might be stuck here, and you might see a piece of lint, some buildup, etc., etc. If I had that, what I suggest to you is pulling small pieces of the section apart. Take your time. Don't rush. Don't rush. Just go like this, and you should be okay. But I seem to be okay. Let me take out another one. So there is a reason why I preach to people about keeping your hair moisturized during this whole process, throughout the whole 2 months or however long you have your braids or twisted. I'm not just speaking because I love to hear the sound of my voice. That is not why. So please listen to your stylist or whatever source you have for your hair maintenance and hair care. I actually wrote a blog post about this. Who's responsible for your hair when there's some sort of extensions? It's you. Okay, so almost done with this one. Yeah. No lint. So I seem to have done a good job, it would appear. All right, so I'm gonna take out the rest of these braids and I'll show you what my hair looks like. So I'm back, my braids are gone. Not much to report. I kept my hair and scalp moisturized really well, so my hair doesn't feel dry right now. It just feels really light. I actually just have a lot of roots, so I'm gonna tend to that and dye my roots. Because this is not an ombre kind of look that I'm going for right now. I just haven't dyed my hair in a few months, so it's time to just tend to that. As you can see, I have a bit of growth from when it was last colored. As far as growth and retention goes for this installment, I would say I did pretty well. There was some shedding, but that's to be expected just because, as I stated earlier, we do lose about 50 to 100 hairs per day. But even in saying that, I didn't find that I had lost a lot of hair. So feel good about that. And my ends don't look too crazy. I might be due for a cut in maybe a couple months or so. So maybe I'll hold out. That's pretty much it. Very happy with how my hair feels. And yeah, that's about it. Moving forward, I'm just going to use protective styling in the same way that I usually do, which is to give myself a break if I know I have a busy period coming up, or if it's super, 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 super cold as well. And then there's times in summer where I'm just like, I just want to have braids. So I sort of maybe flip-flop back and forth between extreme temperatures, hot and cold, and just being busy, things like that. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at hairbyglenna@gmail.com, or you can leave them down below. It was nice. Thank you for your patience, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.